Farm News Media presents Farm News 5.
AGCO's purchase of Precision Planting is now complete. Hurricane Harvey impacts fuel prices, and Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betz has a market update. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
Hurricane Harvey recovery is underway along the Texas Gulf Coast, bringing with it potentially lower fuel costs. Harvey took out close to 30% of the nation's refining capacity, resulting in increases at the pump of 20 cents for gasoline and 16 cents for diesel fuel. That refining capacity is currently coming back online, and because no permanent damage was done to those facilities, prices should return to the pre-Harvey levels in Michigan.
What can happen if there were lasting effects of the hurricane is that product from the middle part of the country could start to get pulled south, and therefore product from the north could start to get pulled into the middle of the country. Because the hurricane has passed us by, because it didn't do lasting damage to the refineries, I think that'll be a very small blip, if at all, and hence the pricing that we'll see on our products here, while it's gone up a little bit, is going to come back down just as fast.
Fuel prices have been stable for the last year, with crude oil around $50 a barrel, and that's expected to continue for the next 6 to 12 months.
Oil prices have really been fairly stable here over the last year, with crude oil hovering around $50 a barrel. We anticipate that will continue to happen. That will continue to be the price level for the next 6 to 12 months. There are a number of things that could get in the way of that, though. In the short term, Hurricane Irma is on the radar screen, and depending on if and where that makes landfall in the United States, we could have a short-term blip like we did with Harvey. Longer term, situations in North Korea and on what's going on in the Korean Peninsula could drastically affect the world market for oil prices. And then also whatever OPEC decides to do with pricing. Currently they have been restricting their output as a group. That goes through early next year. They continue to talk about extending that, and if they do, we could continue to see these stable prices. If that goes away and they start pumping more, prices could go down.
AGCO's purchase of Precision Planting is now complete. In an open letter, the company says it intends to continue offering cutting-edge technology to improve yields and profitability for growers, and to support all existing Precision Planting dealers, activities, and agreements. Michigan corn growers are sounding the alarm over an announcement by the Trump administration that it's considering backing out of a free trade agreement with South Korea. Jim Zook, executive director of the Michigan Corn Growers Association, says South Korea purchased 200 million bushels of corn, or 75% of the state's corn crop, from Michigan growers from September of last year through July of this year. He says losing South Korea as a trade partner would be devastating to Michigan agriculture.
The Michigan Soybean Promotion Committee is devoted to investing soybean farmer checkoff dollars to address grower concerns. We focus our efforts on production research, market development, and outreach. Learn more at michigansoybean.org.
The revived Farmers Hall of Fame inducted its first farmers in 7 years on August 31st at the Calhoun County Fairgrounds in Marshall. With the revival of the hall, prominent dairy farmers Velmar and Margaret Green of Clinton County and Roger and Marcia Lewis and the late Norma Lewis of Hillsdale County were inducted. The Hall of Fame awards were first given out in 1982 and every year thereafter before taking a hiatus in 2010. And with a look at the latest market activity, here is Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betz.
Thanks, Janelle. Soybeans got a lift this week. Renewed commercial buying lent support, along with firming world vegetable oil prices. A potential 4.3 billion bushel U.S. crop still looms large and will limit gains. Trade coming out of the weekend will be focused on the next USDA WASDE report, due out on Tuesday at noon. Expectations are for yield reductions from the USDA's August estimates for corn and soybeans. Should either be unchanged or increase for some reason, look out for lows to be tested. Headlines have been filled with natural disasters this week. Grain trade has largely been unfazed outside of some logistical concerns. cooler temps and possible frost damage and overnights has been a bigger crop concern. I'm Chris Betz for Michigan Agricultural Commodities. For more market information, go to michag.com.
For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.